Hi, I'm Eric Finkhauser, Conversation Analyst at the Palo Alto Research Center. My colleague Peggy Szymanski and I are researching service calls for Xerox's important customer care business. In a previous podcast, we have examined the openings of service calls. In this podcast, we will take a look at service call closings. Let's start with some background. Ordinary phone calls typically close in a few sequences. For example, a phone call between a son and his mother may end like this. All right then, well, I just wanted to check in to see how you were doing. That's very nice of you. Okay, Mom. Thanks for calling. Bye, Mom. Bye-bye. It is a characteristic of call closings that they are done in these short, tightly coordinated turns. The turn, all right then, well, I just wanted to check in to see how you were doing, is what we call the pre-closing. It is hurriedly starting to wrap up the phone call. In service call closings, the pre-closing becomes relevant at the moment the agent has answered the customer's question or resolved the customer's problem. Typically, it is the customers who acknowledge the receipt of the answer or problem resolution, and in so doing, they signal their readiness to close the call. Take this example of a service call in which the customer asked whether the cell phone he ordered last week is indeed going to be delivered today. After some searching through the system and checking with the carrier, the agent is able to confirm that indeed it will be.
It's actually been loaded, it's been loaded for the vehicle for delivery today.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much for your help.
Alright, no worries,
Okay,
thank you,
cheers.
bye-bye.
After the agent has given the customer the answer he was seeking, the customer responds with, "Yeah, okay, thank you very much for your help," signaling his readiness to close, and in a few sequences the call is brought to a close. This example represents the ideal closing of service calls. The pre-closing is initiated by the customer and is promptly followed by a short sequence of turns that close the call. But of course there are many cases in which service call closings do not run off in this ideal format, and whenever that happens, it is always an indication of some sort of trouble, and agents would do well to pay attention to this. For instance, one common reason for customers to refrain from initiating the closing is that they are not satisfied with the solution the agent offered. In these cases, we often find that agents drive the call to a close. Take this call, for instance, in which the customer calls in because her phone is acting weird. The agent tells the customer to take the phone into the store.
So just go ahead and go back to them and see what they tell you. If they tell you that they don't have any record of insurance with them, then just go ahead and take it into the store, okay?
Okay.
And what I went ahead and did is I did submit a ticket into the store. So when you do go into the store, they already know exactly what's happening with the phone, okay?
Okay.
All right. And now, at this point, is there anything else I could do to assist you?
That's it.
All right. Well, I do think it's supposed to be the best part of and don't forget to go into the store, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. No problem. Bye-bye.
In this case, the agent makes several statements summarizing her advice and tries to show that she has done everything she can for the customer. She ends both turns with, "Okay?" The customer responds with, "Okay," but crucially does not add, "Thank you," which would have served to initiate the closing. So the agent drives the call to a close herself by asking, "Is there anything else I can do to assist you?" The customer just responds with, "That's it." Again, the customer does not add "thank you." So the agent pursues the call closing further with, "Don't forget to go into the store, okay?" And the call closes. The customer's slight resistance may be an indication that she is not quite happy with the service provided. We can understand why. She was hoping to have her problem solved by calling service, and instead she is told that she has to go to the store, not exactly what she wanted. While the question, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" seems like a nice offer of service, it is actually used to push along the reluctant customer, gently pushing them out the door. There are better options. For instance, the agent could have said, "I'm sorry I was not able to assist you further, but unfortunately in this case you need to take the handset to the store." Such an apology would have gone some way to address the customer's dissatisfaction and may have resulted in the customers initiating the closing. In any case, when customers don't initiate the closing, agents should think about why they may not be doing this. Here is another departure from the ideal service call closing. Oddly, in this case, the agent extends the call after the customer initiates the pre-closing.
Just turn my phone off and wait a couple minutes to turn it back on?
That's right, and you'll be up and going. You can activate that hotspot there.
You're awesome. Bye-bye.
All right, well, I just wanted to make sure I'd resolved the reason for your call by adding that hotspot.
You're awesome, man. You did a great job.
Great, and were you 100% satisfied with the service I provided?
Hold on. Can you repeat that?
Clearly, this customer was ready to close the call when he said, "All right, you're awesome. Bye-bye." Indeed, the customer seems to be in a bit of a rush as he combines the pre-closing and closing in one turn. However, instead of going along with the customer's urgent closing, the agent slows him down. The customer repeats his assessment of the agent. "You're awesome, man. You did a great job." But still the agent is unwilling to let him go and asks,
Were you 100% satisfied with the service I provided?
Now the customer does not hear him and asks,
Hold on. Can you repeat that?
after repeating his question and asking yet more,
Did you have any other concerns or questions?
they finally close the call.
No, sir.
All right, well, thank you so much for calling. Have a wonderful evening there.
What is ironic about this closing is that these questions are part of an organizational effort to make sure that customers are 100% happy with the agent's service. Yet when agents ask these questions after the customer has initiated the pre-closing, these very questions actually aggravate customers. To sum up, ideally, service call closings are initiated by satisfied customers. When customers don't initiate closings, it can be a sign that they are not satisfied, and the agent should try to address the reason for the customer's dissatisfaction rather than force the call's closing. Finally, when customers initiate the closing, agents should avoid unnecessarily extending the call with questions concerning the call quality.